and it is time for King of the Bets. Talking some odds about Big Ten, college football, national championship. Let's bring in Dusty Baker. And Dusty, start us off, because I know you like to deep dive into these topics. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, the deep dive, the bets, this is all amazing, guys, especially when the college football season blends with the MLB season, NFL coming around. It doesn't get much better than that. Obviously, this is where all the speculation is. But also, when you get speculation, you do get some sort of factual information, right? And I like to use what Vegas gives us, which are the odds. So with that in mind, I just want to show you right now what I saw earlier today on BetMGM. These are the college football National Championship 2026 odds. I'm going to give you our top 6 teams, the most likely teams as of right now to win the national championship. Right now, Ohio State is the favorite. They are 6-1 odds. So therefore, if you put a $10 bet down, that makes you 60 if they do win it all. You have Notre Dame and Texas, both with 650 to 1. So essentially, it's 6.5 to 1 odds, if you will. We got 3 more for you. I know one that's going to make Terry cringe. Indiana and Oregon. You have the Big Ten foes right there at plus 800, so 8-1 odds. And then finally, the SEC foe, the Georgia Bulldogs. They are 9-1 odds. And guys, I want to turn it over to you guys, because when you look at these, I think some of these are fair buys, but I want to look at just longevity. We don't know too much about a lot of these teams early on, right? We just know the talent. We know some of the players, the names that have shifted. I'm a big fan of what Indiana has done in the offseason. I feel like those odds are pretty fair for them. It always seems like Texas is overrated to a certain degree, but they've got Arch for another season. What do you guys think?
I think a lot of things. First of all, I want to know why the Huskies weren't included in that conversation, Dusky. You knew I was going to be here.
Right.
I mean, why don't you even just put a little bit of inkling of dog in there?
Yeah, we'll get to that. I do want to tell you this, that the Big Ten, right now the Huskies are 30-1. They're not favorites, but 31 chance of winning the Big Ten. National title-wise, it's 150-1. So there's your bet there, Terry. If you want to throw your 401k on that, I don't highly recommend that. But I will tell you this. When you look at odds and how college football teams are currently, ranked and the way that they are going into the season, you're going to see a massive drop-off from really the top 10 teams to the other, 20, 30 possible contenders. A lot of people are picking the UW Huskies to be in that top 25 range going into the season, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're picking them to be national championship contenders. When I look at those 6 teams that I had mentioned, I think a lot of people will notice the name brand, recency bias, all of those kind of come into play. But when it comes to the Huskies, you talk about a team, of course, with a great quarterback, a great offensive line, and I think from y'all's perspective, that doesn't seem like that much of a drop-off compared to what those numbers indicate.
Well, here's what I want to say, and I want to send this message out to everybody out there watching, because I know there are a lot of Star Wars fans out there. And in the words of the great Harrison Ford, he says, never tell me the odds, right? Never tell me the odds. And that's the way I feel about the situation. You look at the beginning of the last football season, Indiana was 100-1 to win the Natty, right? What do? Go undefeated, set and break all the kind of records, and they're the national champions. So odds go out the window. And you look at another team that you listed on there. I know you mentioned it, especially from Oregon. Now, look at Oregon.
That would drive something in you there, Terry.
Just take a look at Oregon's logo, right? That's their percentage of chance of winning a national championship this year or any year. So I'm just putting that out there. And, of course, you got the usual suspects. You know what I'm saying? Ohio State's going to always be up there because they always got a solid squad. Yep. Texas, like you said, they're always going to be listed. Notre Dame had a great season, but they opted out of a bowl game last year. So really, what are they going to do? I think it all pans out to see what happens as the season progresses. It's college football. Guys get injured. Things happen. Other guys transfer. Guys play out of their minds because they're 19-year-old young men that are dealing with life. And so everything from week to week changes, guys.
I mean, and if we're quoting philosophers here, the great philosopher Lloyd, a.k.a. Jim Carrey, also said...
Lloyd Christmas?
Lloyd Christmas.
Oh, man. It's a
So
Friday
you're saying
show.
there's a chance.
There's a chance.
Hey, I do want to point out, and I do want to go to you guys real quick before I dip out of here. I think that everybody always looks at these name brands, right? And you see the Ohio States, the Texases, the Notre Dames of the world. And a lot of times they're pre-ranked just because of resume over the last however many years and what they've established in college football. With the way things have changed, and to Terry's point, with NIL, a team like Indiana can come out of nowhere and do what they did. Now, it's hard to see that repeat over and over. I will say I think Indiana actually as the brand is one that I'm very interested to watch. The Josh Hoover combo, getting Nick Marsh back there. They got Turbo in the backfield. It's going to be really fascinating when they come to town here to face UW. But there are always teams that are sleepers on the outside. So if there's any that you have off the top of your head, I'd be intrigued by. There is a 300-1 odds on right now to win the Natty and the TCU Horned Frogs. I just want to throw that one out there.
I wonder who likes TCU here.
I don't know. I'm just trying to help out the people out there trying to get an easy buy. And I know Paul is the first investor in that.
I think it was a glaring omission of the national runners-up. I mean, glaring omission for them not to even be in that top.
Hey, they were very close. So they were actually just below. They were on the outside of those top 6. The odds, though, for Miami, a lot smaller when you talk about what your payout would be if you're picking them. I think a lot of people, though, believing in Mario Cristobal's squad. But there you have it one more time, guys. On the back end, Indiana and Oregon, you have 2 Big Ten teams right there, as well as, of course, Ohio State, the favorite. So UW's going to have their work cut out for them this season, and that's why there's the 30-1 odds of them just winning the Big Ten as a whole. So your payout is greater for UW to win the Big Ten than some of these teams to win the entire thing. It's pretty fascinating, especially when we have no actual tangible information except for what we know, which is they'll be playing this season. That's about it.
They will, and I think one thing that bodes well for the University of Washington when Indiana comes to town is that the majority of Indiana's team will be ready for their AARP. You know what I'm saying? These guys were 25 years old last year, 26 years old last year. So again, they did a great job of holding that team together, putting some of those guys together. But I feel good about the Huskies' odds this year. Obviously, of course, I feel good about them every season. So I think they put together a solid team, especially with Jed Fish coming to his 3rd season as the head coach, getting his guys in the rotation. We've got an incredible quarterback in DeMond Williams out there taking reins. We've got a nice young running back coming in. Lamar's going to be playing running back. And I think the wide receivers that they have and the tight ends that they have, they're going to be another explosive offense. And again, that defense they put together is going to be very solid as well. So again, I like my dogs. I don't know if I'm going to put the 401k on them yet.
We'll let Paul pick up the tab and he'll put one down for you.
And this is fabulous, man. We've been doing this show for several months. That's the first segment where I've never had to say a word. I'm just laughing, listening to you guys. All I got to do is open it and close it. And that's what I'm going to do right now. Thank you, Dusty. Appreciate it. Apple Cup coming up on King 5, Sunday, September 6th, 1 p.m. kick. First game of the season for both teams. Looking forward to that. You can see it on the Big 5.